Hello everyone and welcome to a new IK video. This is Ken from 73, and in this video guys we're gonna talk about a skill in the Tower of Knowledge, which is Blade Vortex. I already have 12 ability stones for Blade Vortex, got them from a free try, and currently I'm about to unlock the skill. I have enough Thunder of Wish, and by the way, if you don't know, I already talked about this in one of my previous videos. If you try to get a skill that you already own, for example, I have already Spring of Life unlocked. If you get the skill in the Trust event, in the State of the Ability Stones, you will get 204 Sender of Wish, which is the equal value that you can get a skill in the Wish shop itself. For example, 1 Ability Stones is equal 17 Sender of Wish, so 12 Ability Stones is equal 204 Sender of Wish. Alright, I already have 12 ability stone for Blade Vortex and I need 48 more, which is 816. I already have enough for a complete skill. I can get any skill that I want in the Wish shop. However, I could get Battle Stance. I've been actually contemplating between Blade Vortex and Battle Stance, but Battle Stance is mainly used on mages such as Merlin, Himiko, maybe Loki, but I don't have Himiko or Loki ready yet, and I'm not even having my Earth March ready, so I'm going for Blade Vortex. Blade Vortex deals an insane amount of damage, and I already told you guys about my suspicions that the skill deals insane amount of damage to the Fire Marches. You can see here Spaz is unit on his Alex, 17 million damage. This is from the tier damage or the continuous damage, and the initial damage is 5 million. A total of 21 million damage from Blade Vortex alone, and there's already a couple more players using the skill. For example, here this was against my Mixed March, and you can see that it dealt almost 15 million damage, even more than 15 million damage in this fight. I'm pretty sure Kilwa here is using the skill. This was against my Fire March, and you can see here the initial damage is 3 million, almost 14 million damage from the continuous damage, a total of 16 million damage, even more on my Fire March. The skill initially was released to be an assistant to the Confuse from Loki skill. You can see that it applies the tier effect for 12 seconds, and I doubt that Theodora will be removing the continuous damage from the skill, because we already talked about this in one of my previous videos. And if you read the skill for Loki, you can see that this is the damage part, the magical damage part, and this is the chance to apply the Confuse. The chance to apply the Confuse is 20%. No, it's 25%. Chance to confuse 25% when the immortal is maxed. And if the target is suffering from bleed or tear, the chance of being confused will be increased by 25%. So the skill initially was released to help Loki land more confuse, or make sure that his confuse effect is up to 50%. However, the damage was only 100% for the direct damage, and the dot damage was only 100%. And then the skill was buffed later on up to 50% damage increased to the direct damage and the continuous damage. Right now it deals 150 damage. The initial damage and the continuous damage is also the same, and is being dealt every 3 seconds for 12 seconds. So right now the skill is so broken, one of the strongest, if not the strongest skill when it comes to damage per second or DPS. So this is the skill I'm going for right now. Hopefully we bought the right skill. Hopefully we bought the right skill. Yeah, we got the right skill. Learned. We need to sell some immortal shards. How many do we need? We need... I think this is enough. I think this is enough. Alright, it's actually 140,000 only to get a skill from level 1 to level 8. I almost forgot because it has been so long since I maxed an epic skill. Anyway, there's a couple of ways to use the skill, honestly. The only issue with using the skill on my Mixed March is that I cannot use it with Berserker. The reason I cannot use it that Berserker doesn't let's read the skill. It increases the physical damage by 25% and attack speed by 25%. A pretty decent skill to use on an immortal such as Alex or Hani. And it reduces the energy regen by 75%. Doesn't really matter as long as you're using the exclusive artifact for both immortals. You may no longer active any triggered type skills. This is the problems here, because Blade Vortex is a triggered type skill, which means that it cannot be triggered when you're using a skill such as Berserker, which kind of makes sense because I'm kind of using Toxin Barrier at the moment. Toxin Barrier is a passive skill, so if I want to use it on Alex, I will have to replace I have to replace Berserker. So this is the first way to use the skill, using it on my, instead of my Berserker on Alex. Or I could use it on my Hippolyta instead of Death Breath. Death Breath deals an insane amount of damage. However, it does not compare to Blade Vortex, so I could also use Blade Vortex on my Hippolyta, and I'm pretty sure it will be a lot of damage. Anyway, it's gonna take me a couple of days to test out the skill in all of my marches, or I could use it instead of Chaotic Blade on my Attila. And if my suspicions were correct that the skill deals an insane amount of damage to the fire marches, that means that my water march will be so much better against fire marches, since I'm using Malice and I'm using Resist. That my water march usually performs so well versus fire marches. And if my suspicions were correct and Blade Vortex actually does work better versus fire marches, that means that my water will be so much better against fire marches. So this is how I'm planning to use the skill. I'm gonna make more videos in the upcoming week, testing out the skill in all of my marches, starting with Alex, and then Hippolyta, and then Attila. I'm gonna try a lot of different builds in Arena and Throne of Supreme as well. We have an important match tomorrow versus Spaz. Anyway, this is everything I wanted to talk about in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and have a wonderful day.